Mid pipes are in. It's time to really hear these SC Project exhausts. So we're back. Mid pipes for the 1200 RS is behind me, just finally came in. Again, I didn't really know what to expect. These things, I ordered them from China, so like, I didn't have a whole lot of faith in them. They actually came in earlier than they said that they were going to, and they actually look way better than I thought that they were going to. So all in all, it's looking good now. Now to test fitment and see if we can get this cat off of here, free up some flow, and really hear what these exhausts sound like. So there she is, 2023 Speed Triple 1200 RS that we had before we installed the SC Project exhaust on. It was just a slip-on, so it still retained the cat. Unfortunately, the cat is just just kind of clogging up everything, reducing flow, so there wasn't a lot of sound, additional sound. The pipe actually does sound quite like the stock one with the cat in place. So the idea was to find some mid pipes to be able to get that cat out of there. The reason I went with the SC Project exhaust is these guys have been helping me for a long time, been supporting me in a lot of different projects, them and motivation, so I couldn't foresee running anything but an SC Project exhaust. I know there's some companies that make full exhaust from them all the way back from the header. I didn't want to go that route just because these guys have been so good to me. But I did find some mid pipes they did come from China. Like I said, they actually look better than I thought that they were going to. But I don't know what the fitment's going to be like. So hopefully these things line up good, and we can actually really finally see what this exhaust really does sound like. It looks amazing. I love the styling and looks. It really fits the bike. I just want to hear it really really do what it's meant to do, and free up as much power as we possibly can, just because this bike rips, and I think it's going to rip even more. So let's get to it. So like I said, these things did come from China. Packaged really good. And I did order two of them. I ordered one for the RS and one for the RR, just because I wanted to replace it on both, just because kind of have the same situation on both bikes. But it actually looks really good. Actually, it looks really, really good. Like the welds look good. Surprisingly, these things are pretty cheap. These things are like $100 bucks, like $100 each. I'm usually against going and buying all kinds of stuff from China, but when you can't find something and you're in a pinch, you just got to kind of go with whatever. This thing looks really good. It looks like they're all stainless steel. Doesn't weigh much at all. Welds look really good. This is all that comes with it. It looks like, yeah, no brackets, no nothing like that. So hopefully the stock brackets on the bike line up, and hopefully the stock hardware lines up to be able to adapt this thing to the header and to the pipe. The fitment is kind of the thing that I'm worried the most about with this, but we'll see. But all in all, so far so good. Pretty happy with how it looks, and like I said, it came in quicker than they said it was going to. It took like about a week and a half to get this. And the quality looks pretty good, pretty damn good, not gonna lie. Again, these things look really good, but who's to say they might fit like crap. But we'll get to installing these things now and see how bad everything's off. So here we go. Have it. That is the cat on this bike. It's huge. It probably weighs a good 15 pounds. Pretty damn huge. Has the exhaust valve, So this is the hardware. I'm thinking this this adapter ring right here, so basically that's what you use to adapt the Cat to the header. So I'm assuming that that's going to work for the mid pipe. We'll see. I hope the flange is the same size. So basically you just need to pull that bolt there. You got to pry this out from, this actually slides in a grommet into the frame. You got to disconnect the exhaust valve, and that's about it. Of course, it's 10 mil on the exhaust clamp itself. And then you just got to wiggle it out and it comes out. But yeah, it's got some weight and some size to it for sure. So it already looks way cleaner down kind of in that Cat area. Just removing that big old giant block of a Cat just kind of freed up a lot of space down in there. And now the moment of truth to see how well this this Chinese mid pipe actually fits up, and to make sure, I know it's got a couple of brackets on it. Hopefully it's got everything that's needed to be able to bolt everything back. If not, I might have to weld some different brackets on there or not, but fingers crossed that this thing fits up just fine, because I don't really want to have to fab all kinds of stuff. I'm hoping to just put it on and it just eliminates the problem, frees up some performance, and we can just move on with the entire build. But yeah, let's find out. So there it is. Doesn't fit perfect. Took a little bit of kind of messing with it to get it to actually fit up right. So for one, the hanger bolt up here, I couldn't get this to line up all that well. I had to really leverage this thing to get it to actually fit right, to be able to get the bolt in. Same on the bottom. So on the bottom, where the mid pipe mates to the header, what you have to do is you have to pull, let me go to the other side so you can see it better. So you have to pull you have to take the exhaust clamp from the stock Cat that is holding on the Cat to the header, and you need to take the interior gasket and flip it to put on the outside, so that way it kind of fits a little bit tighter, and then put the clamp on over it. So that was one of the things to get it to fit up. The other thing was this exhaust clamp up here. I wish it was a little bit in further. I was able to get it to work, but it wasn't like my favorite fitment. It could have been just back a little bit more to make it fit a little bit easier. Again, the pipe looks really nice, like really nice work. It's either a stainless or like a titanium alloy. I'm not quite sure, but did get it to fit on there good. That thing is on there. It's not going anywhere. As you can see, no more Cat. Cat is gone. Like I said, it does look good. My biggest gripe is I don't necessarily know if I like how low it hangs down. It hangs down quite a bit. Another thing, I haven't figured out what this bracket is for yet. I don't know if this is for the black plate that was on the side of the Cat to go on, which I took it off, which is right here. So I don't know if this is meant to. I think this is kind of what's meant to go there. So I'm gonna have to cut this bottom portion off. I don't really like the way it looks hanging down. Definitely looks better with it on there. Same with this exhaust shield that they have. It's more like a decorative, like looks thing, but normally it has a bolt hole that would mount on the side of the Cat. The Cat had an actual bracket that came off to hold it on. Everything else is just kind of a push through. That's the only thing holding it on. So I'm gonna have to try to weld something off that bracket to here to give it a mounting point. And same with this, I'm gonna have to put something on the back and then mount it up here. I think once I do have that, it's actually gonna look a lot better. So again, it didn't line up perfect. I mean, what do you expect for 100 bucks, right? 100 bucks from China. There's no real options for mid pipe for these bikes. as of yet. Like I think that there's a few places that make an exhaust. There's a couple of off brands that make like a shorty exhaust that bolts right to the header. Again, they're all off brands. I think there's a company that makes a full exhaust from the header all the way back. Again, I wanted to run an SC Project exhaust, so that's why I'm trying to kind of have to figure the mid pipe out, just because I wanted to get that Cat out of there. That way you can give it some sound and give it some performance. So I guess let's fire it up and see what she sounds like. So definitely sounds a lot better, has a lot more bite. You can actually hear the exhaust now. Revs a lot quicker. But the problem is now, in removing that exhaust flap valve that I took off like throttle cables that went to the valve that was inserted into the mid pipe. Now that that's gone, now the ECU is kind of freaking out. So now I have to find a way to work around that. I know there's a company called Catylitic that makes a snap-in kind of like a little box that basically tricks the ECU into thinking that it's still connected. There's that route, or I was gonna see if Tune ECU actually has like a way that you can actually shut the valve itself off to where the computer doesn't look for it. I don't really know which route I'm gonna go. I don't know if Tune ECU even has like anything for that. I know Catylitic does make that insert that goes right in, so you can actually remove the whole box itself and take it out and just plug the dummy clip into the harness. So that's next, because right now, as you can hear, it's in a limp mode. So this thing won't go over 6,000 RPMs. Again, it's crazy how much emissions goes into all these bikes now, how strict they're having to get with everything to actually get these things, to actually be able to sell these things. So there's tons of emission hoops that they have to jump through. So all I'm trying to do is take away whatever emissions I can without ruining the way the bike runs, but freeing up as much performance as possible. So that being said, looks pretty good. I like the way it looks. Again, once I get this little carbon piece on there, get this little black piece over the pipe to kind of hide some of it. I think my biggest gripe is that the pipe is just so visible. Like I said, I wish it was a little bit lower. But I think having those two black areas on there will kind of hide a lot of this stuff, clean it up, especially with this metal plate that goes in here as well. Try to bring it back to as much stock looking as possible, but with more sound. I think that's kind of the next thing. I wasn't too sure what was going to happen with that exhaust flap removed. I didn't know if it was going to, so there's the box itself right here. And these are the valves that are coming out. So you can actually remove this box and plug like a dummy connector into the harness that tricks the ECU. It takes it out of limp mode, lets it run like normal, just like it had the Cat or was stock. I didn't really know what was going to happen once I took that off, and sure enough, it's in a limp mode, which I guess with all the emission stuff in place, I should have expected that. But either way, it's progress on this build. I only did the 1200 RS for now, just to kind of figure out what was going to happen with all this stuff, just because it was so hard to take both bikes apart and not know what to expect. So the 1200 RR that I have, which is right here, is going to be next. But first I want to kind of figure out and really fine tune the process on this. Again, this is just kind of like a intermediate fix for the mid pipe to be able to get the Cat out of there, free up some performance, some sound. The Cat itself still has like a resonator on the front side of the Cat that in the past I've hammered out and like hollowed out. It's just like a big honeycomb kind of metal filter in there that you can hammer out and take out. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but again, it frees up even more power. I don't know if I'm gonna do that on these. I'm gonna do that on the 765 just because it's easier, and I have a whole nother header that I'm gonna put on that bike, so I'll show you that one when the time comes. I don't know if I'm gonna do it on this one yet. I think first I'm gonna get this mid pipe looking right. I'm gonna get the dummy kind of box plugged into to take it out of limp mode, and then from there try to kind of start seeing what kind of power we get. Start riding this thing, set a baseline, And then from there, go to the next step, power commander, filter, start tuning this thing, see what kind of power we could free up. But for now, not too bad for $100. Not bad at all. Could it be better? Yeah. But $100. It was $100. $100 in a week of shipping. I think it was even free shipping. So $100, got the cat out of there. It doesn't look half bad. Looks pretty good. Once I clean it up, I think I'll be in the house. So until then, I'll get all these parts on order. We'll just keep wrenching away at this thing. See you guys on the next one. Peace.